Let's talk about Modalverben. Okay, so first of all, again, you have to learn Modalverben, but just for the sake of teaching, let's start with the question. Why do you need to what do you need to know learn about them? And first question is like, what is their purpose? And as to like, why do you need to learn Modalverben? For me personally, uh, it makes your life way easier. Okay, one thing that people really hate about or not like about German languages, they don't want to remember conjugation. Whenever you learn a verb, I told you have to learn four different varieties of the same verb, right? So sehen, ich sehe, du siehst, sie sieht, ihr seht. Okay, so this is what people bothers people. But when you learn Modalverben, and when you use, it's a kind of a verb. When you use modal verb and other verb in a sentence, you only have to conjugate the modal verb. Okay, you only have to remember the four varieties of modal verb. The other verb, you don't have to. So it can be used in its normal form. Okay, that means, and there are six modal verbs. If you remember just, 6 times 4, these 24 variations, you can say so many things. And the other verb, you don't have to remember the conjugation of that verb. This is why I think it's important. Also, if you take part in a conversation with someone, or if you watch someone speaking in German, if they speak 10 sentences, my observation is that 8 out of 10 will have a modal verb. It's so common. Okay, uh, so what is their purpose? I just told you. How many are there? 6, I told you. How to use them? What syntax? Let's talk about that now. So these are the modal verbs. Someone new joined in the call. Kasi, do you feel like reading? Kasi Ankam. Okay, no. Yeah, you can read the, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Akash, you want to read? Go ahead. Yeah,
No, no, no.
please read.
I am unable to.
Okay, maybe you can mute yourself. I think there is some problem on your side. You can read. Yeah.
dürfen, sollen, können, müssen, wollen, möchten, möchten.
Okay, so you can say möchten. I'm not going to fight with you, but if you live in my city, we will say you have to say möchten. But if you live
We are
somewhere
from the
else,
same cities, Rohit, so
sorry,
möchten it is. We are from the same cities, so it's möchten for me as
it's
well.
möchten. Okay, it's möchten then. Okay, yeah. Because there is actually, möchten. I have seen some people use it. Yeah, because there is also, when you use in past tense, there you have to say mocked. Okay, because then it becomes a problem. Because in past tense you have to say mocked, because then this o umlaut is replaced with o, so it will be mocked. So dürfen, sollen,
Mhm.
können, wollen. So actually you see 7 instead of 6. The reason being, so these are the six modal verbs. Modalverben: dürfen, sollen, können, müssen, wollen, mögen. Möchten is kind of a derivative. I mean, when I say derivative, am not using like proper German like terms. I'm saying mögen is the modal verb. Möchten is, think of Pikachu Raichu, if you know what I mean, right? So möchten is a different variety of mögen. Okay, to be more specific, möchten is, we call it, don't get scared, it's called conjunctive zwei of mögen. Okay, as we progress in B1, I'll teach you that every verb has a conjunctive zwei, but you don't need to know conjunctive zwei of every verb, just a few verbs. So möchten is a conjunctive zwei of mögen. uh, but people normally use möchten instead of using mögen when they think of modal verb. Okay, don't ask why, that's how it is. So for you, modal verbs are dürfen, sollen, können, müssen, wollen, and möchten. Mögen is a modal verb, but we use its other form. Okay, möchten. Let's talk about meanings. Okay, before we go into what how the syntax. Uh, so these are verbs, right? So you can use them on them own. For example, dürfen. Anyone can give me an example or just tell me what dürfen means? For example, if I say we are dürfen, what am I saying? We are dürfen. Okay, sollen.
We are allowed. We are
Allowed.
allowed.
We are allowed to. Yes, that's actually the literal meaning of it. but there are other ways to think of it. So please keep talking. The one who gave the answer, I did not see the name. What is können then? Via können.
Kunnen. Can. Possibility.
Can possibility. That's correct. Also this, I believe most of you are from India. Even I am. When I was in school, my teacher thought it's a very funny joke, and we used to, and whenever like sometimes we used to come and used to say, "Ma'am, can we come?" And she used to say, "You can, but you may not." She thought it was very funny, and we also laughed about it. So you can, but you may not. So she could, I mean, if I want to say it in German, she said, "Sie können, aber sie dürfen nicht." you know so dürfen is you, it can also be may or may not. Let's say if I am so dürfen conjugation, ich darf, du darfst, sie darf, ihr dürft. Okay, let's say if I have to go to office, right, and I go and take a train, and the train is really full, but I see that there is a s- there is a s- like in Germany you have like four seats and then two seats, right? And I see there is this guy who is sitting, and he has kept his bag on the seat. Of course I want to sit because it's a long ride of 1 hour. I don't want to keep standing, and I say, now I want to ask, like, can he let me sit? So I can just say darf ich, may I, darf ich, and that's it. Of course I'm trying to say darf ich sitzen, but darf ich is fine, may I, that's it. Okay. Sollen. Okay, let's ignore sollen. So dürfen is like allowed, not allowed, may not. Müssen, können is capability, or what you can. For example, if you read a job description, you will say, candidate uh, can Python, blah blah blah, something like that. Müssen, anyone? What müssen means?
Must.
We must. Okay,
Must.
must or need to. Like it's kind of like obligation, or something which is a necessity. Wollen.
Want to. Want.
Okay, that is correct. But then what is the difference between want to and möchten? So wollen and möchten.
Wollen is more like the will.
And möchten.
Motion is a motion could be must.
No, that we discussed. It is müssen. Must is müssen. Möchten is, it's kind of like a wish. Let's say if I have, I remember this very clearly. I was living in a dorm, and my flatmate, I mean, on Sundays I used to just like pop into his house, and he had a friend. She was German, and I remember on that the Sunday he was making bread omelette for everyone. Okay, not for me, but for everyone, because I already. And then I realized that he made, and the German girl ate, and then she just said, "Ja, ich möchte noch, wenn was gibt." Okay, so she just said like, I like more if there is more, right? She did not say "Ich will mehr." Okay, because "Ich will mehr" is kind of like, I want to. It's kind of, you always say, I would like to have more, something like that. Okay, so I hope the example is clear, right? Let's say if I come to your house, uh, even though we are very good friends, I will not say "Ich will ein Cola." I will say "Ich möchte ein Cola." So there is a polite way of saying it. Okay, so there is a difference, möchten and wollen. Okay, if you talk to your boss, you want a salary hike. You can say "Ich will ein Gehaltserhöhung," but it's much better to say like, I like to have a salary raise. "Ich möchte." But it does not mean that you can never use wollen. You can use wollen. Okay, uh, it depends on the context. Sollen, meaning, example, wir sollen. Really? No one?
Should.
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 Shall, like for example, ich soll trainieren, I should train, ich soll lernen. Okay, right? Something like that. So now that we are clear on meanings, okay, again, guys, there are different ways of understanding what they mean, but the best way to learn that is by, practicing, okay, or by reading. So I think ignore this blue banner. The blue banner was the mistake, is that we have seven over here, but I just said six. So möchten is actually a different variety of mögen. So let's talk about syntax. Okay, this may look very weird. So before I give you this syntax, a normal sentence, normal sentence, normal verb, you have subject, and then you have verb, and then you may or may not have an object. Okay, so normally you have subject, verb, and dot dot dot. when you have a modal verb as well, so you will have two verbs in the sentence. So the verb that was like we had before, we call it the normal verb or normal verb. It has to be at the last position. Okay, remember this. It will, okay, I'm saying it will be. It must be at the last position, and it will be in its infinitive format. That means you don't have to conjugate it. At the second position, you will have the modal verb, okay, one of these six, and it will be conjugated, conjugate, okay. In between, you can, you may have an object, you may not have an object. For example, in the office, man darf nicht rauchen. So, man darf nicht rauchen. Dot 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 is right. So I hope you understand, right? So uh, here I'm just saying the same thing. In a normal sentence, you have subject, verb, and then you may or may not have an object, and that object can be an adjective. Okay, you conjugate the verb in something like when you use modal verb as well. So you have subject, modal verb. At the end, you have the actual verb in its infinitive format, and you conjugate the modal verb. And here, you may or may not have object. Object can be an adjective as well. Okay. For example, I want to say, I want to become rich. Okay, so I want to become rich. So the verb for to become is werden. So you will have werden over here. I will be ish. Let me just write this down so that it's clear for you. So I want to. So wollen. So ish will. So wollen. Ich will, du willst, er ist, sie will, ihr wollt. And then it's an adjective. Rich is reich, and to become is werden. So ich will reich werden. Okay. If you want to say I want to learn German, okay, so ich will lernen. What do you want to learn? German. German is
Deutsch.
Deutsch. Okay. Yeah, that's it. This is very simple. Now, once you understand this one, just use your logic that we from before uh, previous sessions. If I have to transform this sentence into a yes or no kind of question, okay, of course full stop is not. If I have to transform this into a yes or no kind of question, what do I have to do? Remember,
The modal verb comes first
yeah,
in the
that
sentence.
modal verb, subject, and everything else remains the same. That's it.
Yeah.
What about a w kind of question? Use the same logic. Just put that.
It's going to go to the last. No, not last. No.
Use the format. So just take yes or no question, keep it as it is, push it to the right, and keep the w word at the beginning. So
Yeah, so it's going to be second.
yes, so W word, modal verb, subject, blah blah blah, normal verb. Okay. Remember, in all these three sentence, yes or no, W kind of question, the normal verb or the actual verb is still at the last position. Remember this. Okay. Don't make this mistake. It's very important. In exam, they will cut your marks. So think that was clear. So in a normal sentence, subject, modal verb, blah blah blah, and then at the last position you have the normal verb. Okay. So subject, I say first position. If something comes over here, for example, I said ich will Deutsch lernen. Where did I write it? Ich will Deutsch lernen. Okay. Now I want to say today I want to learn German. So ich, I will have to say today. Today is heute. So now the first position is gone. So ich has to politely leave its position and go here. Heute will ich Deutsch lernen. Okay. And if I think you understood that. So this is for framing a sentence. What about a yes or no kind of question? Just it is, modal verb, conjugated subject, blah blah blah, blah 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 can be many things. Normally it's an object or an adjective. And normal verb, infinitive format, question mark. Okay. Uh, now that I have said that, I keep digressing from the topic. Depending on how in exam, this will, on paper, this looks like a question. But if I write a full stop over here, it does not mean it is wrong. That's how some people like to talk. Let's say, when I was a kid, my mother used to wake up, like, wake up, you have to go to school. You have to go to school, And I was like, I don't want to, So I will say, ich will nicht gehen. I don't want to go. Or I can just say, will ich nicht gehen? You know, it's not that I'm wrong. That's how people talk. Okay. But in exam, be careful. Uh, I think I forgot this. I think it's clear. And for W kind of question, it's the same. Said the syntax, you can take the syntax of yes or no kind of question. Just put the W word over here. Okay. That's all you have to do. For example, let if someone can answer. So here, ich will Deutsch lernen. If I have to say, when do I want to learn German? How will I say? When do I want to learn German? When do I want to learn German? So you just have to replace to give me the W word for when. Come on.
Wann?
Wann. So wann will ich Deutsch lernen? Question mark. Okay.
Wann hast du die
No,
Dutch gelernt?
no, Karthikeyan, you are above our level. This is you are framing the sentence in past tense, right? But Karthikeyan, you are absolutely right. But you said when did you learn German? That's what you said. Clear or not clear,
When
Karthikeyan?
when have you learned? When
Yeah,
hast
yeah,
du?
yeah. One has to. Yeah, yeah. One has to. That is past tense. Yeah, yeah. Karthikeyan is right. We did not discuss that so far, but Karthikeyan is right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we discussed all this. So möchten, wollen, I hope you understand. If I go to a dinner, like if I want to eat, if I'm hungry at 11 in the night and I don't want to cook, I will go to a nearby dinner place and I will ask for falafel or something. I can say ich will Falafel Tasche, but it's much polite to say ich möchte Falafel Tasche haben. You know. Möchten is derived from mögen. Möchten is the connective zwei form of mögen. No one is going to ask you this in even. Okay, if someone asks you this question, I think they are just trying to show off. Okay, so these are the conjugations. Uh, anyone? Yeah, Karthikeyan, you can read, no problem. Please read. So these are the conjugations. So Karthikeyan, I wanted to read like this: Ich kann, du kannst, er, es, sie, and then ich, something like that. Please start.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Ich kann, du kannst, sie kann, sorry, ich kann, sie
No,
kann,
no, it's fine. Er, es, sie kann is correct. Yeah. I mean, that's much
ihr,
faster. Yeah.
könnt.
Yeah, könnt. Next verb, please.
Ich soll, du sollst, sie soll, ihr sollt. Ich darf, du darfst, sie darf, ihr dürft. Ich will, du willst, sie will, ihr wollt. Ich möchte, du müsstest, sie müsste, ihr müsstet. Ich muss, du musst, sie muss, ihr müsst.
Okay, Karthikeyan, just two things, a few things. I don't know, but to me, when you said ear, it sounded like here. So be careful, it's ear and not here if you're making that mistake. One
Hier.
more thing, ear.
Yeah.
Okay, so ear, right? So ear, ear. Here, you said it correctly. So you said du musst, and you said ich muss. Nothing wrong in it, but in exam you can do that. But in real life, you don't have to emphasize the te. Just so in real life, ich muss, du musst sound the same. Okay. One more thing, while you are reading, to me it sounded like, please don't mind, you are struggling. When I say struggling, when let's say if I have to read something in French, I will struggle because my tongue is not used to I mean, I can say basic things, or chante, or so, something like that. But if I have to really read an entire page in French, uh, it will be difficult for me to read. Okay, if it's Spanish, I can read very quickly. I don't have problem reading in Spanish. What I'm trying to say is that when you learn a language, try to make it as your vocal box should be familiar with it. So it should not sound like ich kann, du kannst. It should not be like, it should be like ich kann, du kannst, sie kann, ihr könnt, ich soll, du sollst, sie soll, ihr sollt. It should be so. Karthikeyan, one more time, try to read and read as if it's your language.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
One more time.
Yeah. You want me to read again now?
Yeah, yeah. Read and with little bit confidence as if you developed the language. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Fine. Ich kann, du kannst, sie kann,
much better.
hier könnt. Ich soll, du sollt, sie soll, hier sollt. Ich darf, du darfst, sie darf, hier dürft. Ich will, du willst, sie will, hier wollt. Ich müsste, du müsstest, sie müsste, hier müsstet. Ich muss, du musst, sie muss, hier müsst.
Okay, so again, much better, but I think you did mistake here. You read zolt instead of zols, and you again said here instead of saying ear. But it's fine. It's
Okay,
now.
okay, okay, I will
Yeah.
correct it. Yeah,
So thank you very much, Karthikeyan. But the
yeah.
second time was much better. But you know what I'm trying to say is right. Try to uh, and I'm not saying, I think some German teachers will that your tongue has to get used to the language. It should not be that difficult for it to make sounds. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So I did not. What about the other pronouns? Via, z, Karthikeyan. Do we have to conjugate it?
Which one? Sorry.
So we
Via.
have other pronouns as well, right? Via, small z, capital S Z. For them, what is the
Yeah.
conjugation?
You want me to tell that also?
But what like? But
Via Kyonan. Via
it's the
Kyonan.
same, right? It's the infinitive format. Okay, so for the other
Yeah, yeah.
ones, it's the same one. That's what I'm trying to say.
Same. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now all of you have to pass the 4 a.m. test. So that means if tomorrow I come to your house at 4 a.m. in the morning and throw cold water on your face while you're in deep sleep, and you wake up from your sleep, you give me a tight slap, and after that, you give me this table. Okay, so this should be that clear to you, because you know what I'm trying to say, right? If you know these conjugations, if you know these conjugations, let me go back. So if you look at this syntax, right? Because then the other verb you don't have to conjugate it. This is why I want you to focus on Modalverben. Okay, where were we? Here. Homework for you. Please pass the 4 a.m. test. Learn the different conjugations which Karthikeyan just read for Modalverben. Make a list of things that you do during a day. Write simple sentences describing each task. For example, I eat, I drink, I sleep, I walk, I talk, I hear, I, something like that. Okay. Now try to rewrite those sentences using Modalverben. Ich will essen, ich muss essen, ich will schlafen, ich kann schlafen, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. And then rewrite those sentences for all personal pronouns. So, ich will schlafen, du willst schlafen, will schlafen, sie will schlafen, so on. Now convert the sentences into yes or no kind of questions. Please make a list of countries that your friends, acquaintances, colleagues come from, people who are relevant to you. Okay. Uh, Please learn the corresponding German words. Like, what do you call those countries? Okay. It should not be that difficult to do. Make a list of relatives. Okay. Relatives with whom you regularly interact, like, like people who matter in your life, not some random uncle. Okay. Please find the German nouns to describe your relation with each of them. Father, mother, husband, wife, and so on. Okay. And now in the last session you learned about articles, right? For example, mine, definite articles, indefinite articles, possessive article. So er ist mein Sohn, sie ist meine Schwester, er ist mein Mann, and start writing these sentences. Okay. So okay. Any question about the homework? Make a list of places you daily go. You visit daily, weekly, monthly, annually. Daily you may go to the office. Weekly you may go to the supermarket. Monthly you may go to visit a friend. Annually you may go to your fly to your country. Now try to write sentences such as "I go to office." Again, you will not know how to say this. Use Deep Translate for it. I don't mind, but you need to do this. Okay. Some things you should learn before your level. So there is grammar behind it, why it is in skino, and but learn that. Okay. It is always a good, let's finish this with this topic. It's always a good idea to know how to apologize and how you may react to an apology. So Karthikeyan and Dee, you can uh, read. So Karthikeyan, you will read this part, and then thee will read this part, and then Karthikeyan will read this part, and thee will read this part. Karthikeyan, you will read this part, and then thee, you will read these two things. Please start.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Shall I?
Yes.
Entschuldigung,
Kein Problem.
tut mir leid.
Alles gut.
Sorry.
Kein Ding.
And the next
Mag
one,
nicht.
mag nicht. Okay. So meaning is obvious. This is sorry. Tut mir leid. It actually means it. Okay, I have to think of the literal meaning. Tut mir leid. Okay, check. It's something like it. It pains me or something like that. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry is sorry. Okay. Kind problem is, let's say if I'm, let's say Karthikeyan, just Karthikeyan and we live in the same locality, and I accidentally bump, like hit Karthikeyan in supermarket with my trolley, and Karthikeyan will turn around and I will say sorry, sorry, Entschuldigung. Karthikeyan will say kein Problem, you know, or he can say alles
Mm.
gut, right? If I tell you something sad, and you will say tut mir leid, right? Uh, or it need not be used in that context. Let's say you want to apply for a job and you reach out. Not okay. Let's use a different example. You want some favor from me, and I will say tut mir leid, kann ich nicht helfen. Sorry, I cannot help you. Alles gut. Alles gut here it means all good. Okay. Alles gut with a question mark can mean something else. Karthikeyan and I, we work in the same office, and one day Karthikeyan walks past by my cabin and he sees that I'm sitting like this. Of course, I look not so happy. Karthikeyan comes around and pats me on the shoulder and says, "Hey Rohit, alles gut." Now he is inquiring about my well-being. Alles gut with a question mark. Okay, but alles gut can also be like alles gut, all right, no problem. Okay, kinding, no thing. Macht nichts means don't mind. Okay, don't mind. Any questions? No questions. Uh,
Sorry. Kinding means what actually? Kinding also sorry.
ding means thing. Literally, it means no thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, literally, don't go literal meaning, but literally, it's a way of saying no problem. Kinding. Kind
Similarly,
is
mark needs also, right?
marked nichts. It's actually the thus marked nichts. Don't mind.
Okay.
Literally, it will mean something else, but like contextually, it means that marked nichts. I have not. I mean, I don't use mark niche because I think because of the way my vocal box is built. When I try to say mark niche, I again sound like someone who just learned German. So I never use it. But you can use it if you're comfortable saying mark niche, because I think whenever I want to say it, for some reason it doesn't work with me. So I don't use mark niche. Yeah. But uh, is the did I answer your question, Karthikeyan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got.
So
I have got some idea. Yeah.
okay, okay. Now, why the reason, now don't wait till you reach V1 level to use all these things. Okay, start using. Many people, they will say, this is what happens. They want to start speaking German from the very first day. Okay, and then of course they don't succeed, and so, for example, they will start, they will say, okay, today I'll speak only in German. Okay, and then every now and then they will start, like pitching in, like using English words, and then slowly and slowly the amount of English words overtakes the amount of German words in your daily communication. Eventually you give up German language. This is not an effective way of learning. Keep speaking the language that you're speaking, whether you're speaking English or some other language. Start adding German words here and there, you know. So, and people like it, like if you're working in a German environment where German is the language, just yeah, start using these things. Sorry, tut mir leid, Entschuldigung, kein Problem. Some people actually find it very cute, that someone who's, like you're speaking one language and like in between you pitch, add other words as well. Okay. Okay. I think ignore this. Let's do for 10 minutes. Let's learn some vocabulary. So this is okay. Who did the homework that I gave yesterday? I had posted a video homework for everyone. Did anyone do that homework? So if you're not doing that homework, after 6 months you will join some institute where they will take at least 600 euros from you just to do that homework. Okay, so you'll be paying them money so that they will check that homework, and here it is for it is complimentary. So please don't miss this chance. You know,
Sorry, I will send it going forward.
yeah, do it because uh, you know. Uh,
Yeah, I know the value. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand.
yeah. So thank you, Karthikeyan, and the same applies for others as well who have just muted themselves. Okay, so Karthikeyan, can you please read and give me the meanings on the? So those who are joining for the first time, I want you to buy a book, blank notebook, and every day divide the page into four parts. In the first part, write nouns that you learned, verbs that you learned, adjectives that you learned, phrases that you learned. Karthikeyan, please read the nouns and give me the meanings
Yeah.
as well.
So, yeah, okay. Yeah, 1 minute. Is something.
Should I
One
zoom
minute.
in or is it clear?
Yeah, fine, fine. 1 minute. 1 minute. Some calls. I will disconnect the call. Okay. Yeah, I am ready. Nakrisht
No,
messages.
read the article as well, Karthikeyan, please.
Okay, fine, fine. 1 minute. It's little
So pink is the,
words.
and blue is there. What is not highlighted, it is thus.
Okay. Okay. The Nakrishtan, the
Meaning,
contain,
please, meaning.
the Nakrisht, the messages,
Yes.
the messages, the contain, contain, contina,
Con-
contina,
Continue, yeah, meaning.
contina is the skills,
No, in your office, where do you eat your lunch?
cafeteria,
Okay,
canteen.
cafeteria,
Okay,
canteen, canteen. Yeah,
yeah. Okay. This cafe,
this is cafeteria
coffee. This is cafeteria.
or coffee shop. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, coffee shop. Um, the Verspätung, the Verspätung, Verspätungen, Verspat,
What is Karthikeyan? You are in Germany, right? What do you think about German trains?
German.
Yeah, what do you think about German trains?
Yeah, it will come little late
Yeah,
actually.
so Verspätung is delay.
Delay. Okay,
Yeah.
Verspätung. Okay, okay. The familia, the family,
Not a familia, a familia.
familia,
Yeah,
the familia, the Zeitung,
yeah.
the Zeitungen, newspapers, das photos, so photo, das Bild, das Bilder,
No, the
uh,
builder. Plural is the, right?
yeah, sorry, yeah, the Bilder. Again, this is the photo hanged on the wall actually.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Das Gespräch, das Gespräch,
Not I, a Gespräch.
Gespräch,
Yeah.
Gespräch,
No, Gespräch. That's it. Gespräch.
Gespräch,
Yeah.
Gespräch. So Gespräch is discussion.
Discuss and meeting, call, something like that.
Okay, it's meeting. Uh, the Website, the Website. Um, so Website,
Time.
time, time.
Yeah.
But whole site is the time. Whole
Yeah.
site.
What site is time? What site will be timings or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Not normally word means clock. Okay. Zeit means time. Okay.
What site?
Not
What site
uh,
literally means time.
okay. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Das bureau, the bureau's so office, the Besprechung, the Besprechungen. It's a meetings.
Meeting, literally, it means a discussion. Literally, it means discussion. It can also be meeting. Meeting where we discuss.
Then what is Gespräch? Then both are same.
Gespräch is not a discussion, it's like a talk. For example, Vorstellungsgespräch, my interview call. Okay?
Okay. Gespräch means talk.
It's talk. I will suggest you not to, like bother yourself so much about the differences because it becomes easier when you apply them. Just notice, how your boss or colleagues use it. When they use Gespräch, when they use Besprechung, then you will realize the meaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I have to, like, if I really have to put my neck out there, Besprechung means a discussion, Gespräch means a call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Or a talk
Uh,
between two people.
okay. Okay. The Besprechung will also is a meeting also, correct?
You can say meeting literally means a discussion. So if you say Besprechung is meeting, that means Besprechung is a meeting where the discussion is happening. Again, don't bother yourself with like minute differences. It's fine.
Okay, okay, fine, 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 fine. Then this problem,
Not
the
problem.
problem,
Problem. Read like a German, Karthikeyan.
problem. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. This problem,
Yeah.
the problem, problem. Uh,
So many
so
problems.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
issues as it is. Uh, this Abendessen, um, so that is a dinner.
Yes.
Das Mittagessen, lunch. Die Zähne, die Zähnen,
Yeah.
Zähne, uh, Zähnen. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah. Please give me the meaning. The yeah.
I'm just taking a very wild guess. Does it mean season?
No, that is saison. This is Sena. Just replace Z with C and tell me what is the English word.
Feel.
Oh,
Scene.
scene,
That's a scene. It's a good scene. Sena. Yeah.
Zähne. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm okay. The letters are little small. Okay,
Let me zoom in.
there. Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know if it helps you, but okay. So here,
yeah, yeah.
both
Better
colors
look.
are there. That means the noun can be feminine and masculine. Yeah. So
Okay, so this word will be carrying both there and the, correct.
yeah, what is the noun and the meaning?
There, Verwandte,
Yeah.
Verwandte, Verwandte.
People. If people who meet you at weddings and ask when are you going to get married. Okay, did not get the joke. Anyone knows the meaning? Can't. If you go to a wedding and if you're unmarried, these people will come to you and ask you, like, when are you get married? Who are these people?
Aunties.
Okay, relatives. Yeah, yeah,
Relatives.
yeah,
Okay, sorry, relatives. Yeah. Their
yeah.
father, the mother, their brother, the sister, their son, the
Okay, there is a spelling
talk,
mistake. It's doctor and not talker. Okay. Yeah,
the doctor,
yeah.
is a doctor,
Spelling mistake. Yeah.
their um, father's father, the grandma.
Thank you very much, Karthikeyan. You can read the verbs and see if you can give me the meanings.
Gehen, to go. Arbeiten, to work. Joggen, to jog. Wollen, we just learned will or would.
You can skip, so you can go for Vivian. Yeah.
Wissen, uh, I know this.
Kennen. They
Wissen,
both mean the
kennen,
same.
wissen,
Context is different.
kennen, wissen.
For example, ich kenne Karthikeyan. Wir kennen Karthikeyan. Uh, Ich weiß das nicht. So kennen and wissen,
Ich,
they both mean to know. But kennen you can use only with respect to a person. Ich kenne Karthikeyan, ich kenne die, ich kenne blah blah. Wissen is knowledge,
okay,
knowledge about a specific topic.
okay, to know.
For example, if I ask you, did you know
Müssen,
the meaning? You will say, nein, das weiß ich nicht. I don't know that. No? Do you know Karthikeyan? You can say, yes, ich kenne Karthikeyan or ich kenne Karthikeyan nicht. Something like that. Yeah.
ich keine Karte nicht.
Yeah.
Okay. Müssen, dürfen,
Or
können.
I don't know the meaning, so ich weiß die Bedeutung nicht.
Ich weiß sie,
Weiß
bewirkt
die
und nicht.
Bedeutung nicht.
Nicht.
Okay, so yeah. Uh, yeah, continue, please. You can leave dürfen, müssen. You can start from sprechen here if you can read.
Sprechen to speak.
Yeah,
I'm unable to read the next one. Any double N-E-N?
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's zooming even more. Okay, nice. Now see. Yeah,
Nennen? I don't know the meaning.
You know, a kid is born, and then you have to, or let's say you
Kid is,
dog to your house, you have to. Everybody has a.
I don't know.
I name you, so to name.
Okay, Nanan.
Yeah,
To name.
but you can use it in
Festehen.
different context. For example, uh, it did not be a kid or a dog. It can be anything else. To name. Yeah.
Yeah, but
In most
mostly I think
context,
we
we
would be
just
naming.
sorry.
Yeah, but in most of the cases, either a kid is being named or a dog
Yeah,
is being named.
yeah, but for example, like uh, it can also mean list. Let's say you will hear this if like if you're following German politics. So sometimes two guys will be debating, and one guy says, I have done this, this is this, and the other guy will say, can you name three things that you have done? Kannst du mir drei Sachen nennen, dass deine Regierung gemacht hast? You know, then it
Hmm.
changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verstehen, to understand. Machen, to make.
To make, to do, it can mean many things. Machen is
To,
like potato
yeah.
of German language. Yeah.
Yeah. Vereinbaren, I cannot recall the meaning.
Okay, what is the next one?
Buchen,
Yeah. Meaning
to book,
to book.
to reserve.
Vereinbaren is also to book, but there is a difference. Vereinbaren you can use in terms of a meeting. We have ein Meeting vereinbart. We have einen Termin vereinbart. Buchen you cannot say, I booked a meeting. You can book a room, right? Let's say we can
Yeah.
organize a meeting and then you have to book a room. Okay, you can use
I
Buchen.
scheduled.
Yes, a Buchen you can use for a film ticket. You know,
Hmm.
yeah, you can for a place. Continue.
Reagieren,
Sorry, so Bukan. So here, one question. You told
Buchen means
Bukan means
to book a slot, to book a ticket, to book a room, something like that.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, fine, thanks.
to book a flight ticket, to book a to book a seat in the flight ticket. Don't do it. You will get it at the end. Never buy a flight. Okay, I never book a
So
seat. Yeah,
okay, but schedule is so sorry to again I'm
no
asking.
problem. No
Schedule
problem.
also book or something different word?
Schedule will not be, but it will be vereinbaren.
Fair and bar.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
okay,
is
fine.
also, I think there is a verb for schedule. Just look for it. But I use vereinbaren. Last one's ein Meeting vereinbaren. Let's organize a meeting. Let's schedule a meeting. You can use schedule vereinbaren. It's fine.
Okay, okay, fine.
Fjärgen,
Reagieren. It's
reagieren.
yeah, meaning.
No idea.
In life they say that when someone shouts at you, either you can take your time and then respond accordingly, or you can immediately react. So reagieren means to react. My examples are not that good. So reagieren means to
Reagieren.
react. Yeah.
Okay. Schlafen, to sleep. Treffen, this is a common one.
Yeah.
Um,
The meaning maybe not common for the other guys.
yeah, I meant it's common, but I cannot recall the meaning.
It's to meet. To meet.
Treffen is to meet. Berichten,
Not come. Don't never guess just read as it is. German is a phonetic language.
berichten.
Richten. Yeah.
I don't know.
Karthikeyan will give the meaning. Karthikeyan, please. I know you know this meaning because you know this from.
Uh, Beristen,
Come on. Let's say if you are my boss, what do you want me to do?
like rich.
No, come on. If you give me a task, what do you expect me to do after I have done the task?
Delivery, deliverables.
Okay, yeah, okay, not a good example. To report,
Okay.
to report to you, right?
Uh,
To report.
so boss,
Not boss, to report. Berichten, that was an example. Berichten means to report.
okay. Reportee, report,
To report.
leader, team lead.
No, 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 no. It's a verb, Karthikeyan. Berichten means to report. Okay,
Okay, to report. Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine.
So
Sorry.
it can be used either for a thing or for a person as well. Like, for example, often people would say, right, like you have to report here at this time.
Yeah, no, that you cannot use. To be honest, I don't think last time I don't can't remember the last time I used the verb berichten. I added it because I think I found it in some even book. Uh, you cannot use it
We
over
will look
there.
it up.
There, I will just say you have to be there at du musst da sein.
Okay.
Du musst da 6 Uhr da sein. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Berichten, it can be kannst du davon berichten. Sometimes, okay, if I'm being very formal, I I will say, let's say if someday I'm a big boss, not big boss. Let's say if I have a very big team, I will tell my guys, like do this, do this, do this, and every week I want you to report to me. So every jede Woche ich will, dass ihr mir berichtet, was ihr gemacht habt. Okay, but I don't think
Mm.
anyone uses berichten, at least in my circle. Yeah, but with the example that you gave, it does not fit in that context.
Got it. Fahren to drive, heißen to name, bringen to bring,
Heisen does not mean name.
variieren
I think you know the meaning, but the way you Heisen means to refer, to refer to.
to refer to.
Yeah. For
Okay.
example, if I say Ich heiße Rohit, does not mean I name myself Rohit. It just means I am referred to as Rohit or I am Rohit.
Got it. Bringen to bring, variieren, vari,
Variieren.
variieren.
Yeah. Meaning,
I don't know the meaning.
if you just use the first three alphabets and after first var add the English word by. What do you think it means? Vary, to vary. Is it clear what I just said?
To differ.
Yeah, to differ, to vary. Yeah.
Okay. To vary. Okay. Besuchen.
Yes.
To search.
No, that is suchen. That is to search is suchen. Besuchen,
Visit.
to visit.
To visit. Spielen to play. Babysitten to babysit. Kommen to come. Heiraten.
No,
I don't.
don't guess the
Uh,
pronunciation. Read as it is. It is heiraten.
Heiraten.
If it was ENA, then it would have been heiraten. And there is no such word as for it's something this heiraten. It is heiraten. Yeah.
Heiraten.
Yeah.
Don't know the meaning.
to
Sorry?
marry.
To marry. Yeah. To marry.
Heiraten.
Yeah.
Spazieren. Gehen.
Yeah. Okay, this is like kind of not higher levels, but here you are using two verbs and none of them is a modal verb. So it's actually ich gehe spazieren. So I go on a walk, leisurely walk. You are walking in a park. Yeah.
Okay.
Wählen,
Wählen. Nehmen.
meaning.
No idea.
So wählen uh, can mean it means choose. It may also mean to vote. Just check.
Okay.
It may mean both things. Yeah. Then there is this noun Wahlen. Wahlen means voting. Voting is going on. Nehmen means
Mm-hmm.
Name and take.
take. So adjectives very quickly, guys. I have a meeting at 9. I have 8 minutes. So
Richtig, falsch, pünktlich, verheiratet,
m-
fair,
meanings as well.
right, false, true or false, maybe like that.
It can also mean wrong.
Pünkt-
False can also mean wrong. Yeah.
Pünktlich could be being punctual. Verheiratet,
Verheiratet,
verheiratet, ledig,
married,
morgens,
single.
married and yeah, single. Morgens, vormittags, mittags, abends, nachts. Mornings, mornings before afternoons, afternoons, evenings, night.
Yes. So these are the phrases. Please.
Noch einmal, leider nicht. Na klar,
Meaning.
auf diesen noch einmal. No problem.
No. If
No,
you go
that's
to a
kind
concert
of.
and the guy is really good or they are singing really well, what will the people say when the singing is done?
Once more.
Once more. Yeah.
Noch einmal. Once more.
It can also mean, like someone is saying something, you did not hear it. Noch einmal bitte. It. I mean, I give you an
Hmm.
example, but you can apply it otherwise as well. Yeah. This one.
Okay. Leider nicht.
Yes, meaning Karthikeyan.
Lied.
Unfortunately, no.
Unfortunately, no.
Or
Okay.
not, unfortunately not. Like someone says, can we have a call at 5? Leider nicht. Leider nicht. Okay.
Okay.
I have something else to do. Yeah. Nakla, meaning we discussed this
Like,
last.
yeah, sure.
No,
Sure.
Yeah,
clear.
sure. Like, of
Yeah.
course. Auf jeden Fall.
Not Jaden, jeden Fall. Ye.
Auf jeden Fall.
Falling every time.
No, no, it's a phrase. Karthikeyan, let's say we are very good friends. I say Karthikeyan, do you want to pizza? You will say auf jeden Fall. And I say Karthikeyan, you will pay. You will say auf keinen Fall. Now the meanings. So I say Karthikeyan, we have pizza. Karthikeyan will say auf jeden Fall. And I say Karthikeyan, you are paying. He says auf keinen Fall. Meanings. Auf
Uh,
jeden Fall means like in every scenario. Yes, it literally means like for sure, like Fall means case scenario. So yeah, keinen is like not going to happen. So I say Karthikeyan, can we have pizza? He says yes. And I say you are paying. He says no.
okay.
Yeah.
Alles klar. All is clear.
Yeah.
Alles klar.
This is
Is
a
everything,
yeah,
I mean, question. All clear?
yeah.
Nach Haus gehen. After
Hauser.
going to the house.
Yeah, so ich gehe nach Hause. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. If you have questions, please ask. We have 3-4 minutes left. If not, I wish you a nice start of the week. Thank you very much for waking up early to hear my voice. Uh, yes.
And sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Actually, I little struggled to find out that link you mentioned in the one YouTube description. Actually, I'm not able to see
Which
because I'm not able
link?
to go to the. Actually, I
Uh,
was waiting to join the call, but I didn't
but
find.
it's there, right, in the WhatsApp description. Okay.
So
Uh,
each time, so if you don't mind, could you tell me each time you will post that link or the
no,
post link?
for the 7 a.m., it's the same link. It's in the group description. It's the same link. You
Okay,
can
okay,
use every time.
yeah,
Yeah.
fine, yeah,
Yeah. So if you can't find, just that's why I say like try to join in the morning at 6:58 so that like you have 2 minutes and then I can respond to your messages on WhatsApp, right? Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. So yes,
yeah,
more
fine, yeah.
questions. Yeah, most welcome, Karthikeyan. More questions?